Good evening and welcome here to Winter Holder Field, the first pitch of tonight's contest brought to you by Marion General Hospital. As Taylor takes on Goshen tonight, the Trojans playing on their home field but will serve as the visiting team here tonight due to a change of venue. Josh Lane will lead things off for the Trojans. As he went deep for the first time in his career an evening ago, he'll face the right-hander Cade Gorman, a 6'3", 215-pound freshman who finds his own on pitch number 2. Trojans winners last night 9-7 over Indiana Tech. Third one misses to Lane. He goes ahead 2-1. Goshen comes in 9-17 overall. Lane will drive this one into the air towards center field. And it'll be caught for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 down for the Trojans. Nick Ruschi will follow. Wyatt Whitman, TJ Bass, Brett Lawson, Ben Calbaugh, Brian Fields, Andrew Kennedy, and Connor Crawford, the Trojan lineup here tonight in this contest with the Maple Leafs of Goshen.
Now batting, the second baseman, Nick Ruschi.
Gorman comes in with a 1.50 ERA, 3-0 on the year, making just his second start and his 9th overall appearance. He'll miss with a breaking ball inside to the lefty Ruschi, ball 1. Second pitch upstairs for ball 2. The defense behind Gorman: Owens in left, Longacre in center, Krieger in right, Garcia at third, Wilson at short, Molson at second, McGuire at first, and Strobel behind the plate for GC. Third one hits the outside part of the plate, 2-1. Little bouncer to the right side. Molson at second. We'll send it off to first, and the Kokomo native gets out number 2. 2 gone for the Trojans. The base is empty here in the top of the first. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Wyatt Whitman.
Now batting, the center fielder, Wyatt Whitman.
So Wyatt Whitman will try to get a 2-out rally going here for the home team. And again, Gorman misses on the first pitch here. 3 pitches to the first 3 batters of this contest, and all 3 have missed. Wyatt batting .240 as the day starts, a home run and 17 driven in. He'll foul the second one back, 1-1. Taylor got some help today in the standings as Huntington lost 12-2 at Grace. In game 1 of their doubleheader, game 2 was unable to be completed because of a monstrous rainstorm that rolled through Winona Lake. Third one upstairs, 2-1 to Whitman, with the bases empty and 2 outs here in the top of the first. For the number 20 Taylor Trojans. The 2-1. Breaking ball, he watches it sail up high, 3-1. The Trojans a ball away from getting their first man on the bases here tonight. Gorman, the 6'3 freshman from Noblesville, Indiana, a Miller graduate of Noblesville High School. 3-1 away, and Whitman will take a 2-out walk and jog down to first. First base runner of the evening here for the Trojans. And that'll bring up the power-hitting TJ Bass, who went deep yesterday for TU.
Now batting, the left fielder, TJ Bass.
A towering shot that looked like it would have brought rain that sailed over the left field fence. As Gorman goes to the stretch. A fastball at the knees. Bass takes the whole way for a strike. TJ batting .309 on the year as they check on Whitman over at first. First base coach here in his second or third season here at TU is Chad Newhart. Head coach Kyle Gould over there coaching third. And as always, the 0-1. 0-2 now as that one hits the outside part of the plate. And as always, the Grant County Hall of Famer Rick Atkinson patrolling things in the dugout for Taylor here in 2019. The Trojans in the gray uniforms here tonight, gray pants, gray jerseys with purple numbers and purple letters. The 0-2 to Bass. He'll swing and miss at a breaking ball up high, and Gorman will not have to worry about that 2-out walk. We are scoreless through 1/2 inning. Goshen comes up to bat for the first time today. We come back here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
No score as Colby Mulson, the second baseman, will lead things off for Goshen as he faces Luke Shively, the Trojan sophomore right-hander. First pitch low and away for ball one. It'll be Mulson, followed by Longacre and Strobel the second, the first three in the order here for Goshen, who wears white tonight as they are the designated home team. Second pitch in there for strike one. Mulson 0 for 5 in the doubleheader split for the Goshen against Siena Heights on Tuesday. A comeback win in Game 1 when they won 6-5. Their comeback effort in Game 2 fell short as they fell 6-5. Mulson will lash at this one, send it tailing out of here to the right. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mulson, who comes in batting .324. The junior, I incorrectly said he's from Kokomo, Indiana, actually from Tipton, Indiana, from nearby Kokomo. But he's also one of the top relief pitchers in the league as well. 1-2, hard hit left side to lane it short, a little backhand stab, a couple steps, a bullet over. Kennedy reaches up high to haul it in for out number 1. The defense behind Shively here tonight. The normal cast of characters: TJ Bass in left, Wyatt Whitman in center, Connor Crawford gets the start here in right field tonight. Brett Lawson at third, Josh Lane at short, Nick Ruschi at second, and Andrew Kennedy makes the start tonight for the Trojans over there at first. Here's Ben Longacre, their center fielder. That purple number 6 on the white uniform. Second best batting average for Goshen as Goshen's play starts tonight. 24 hits, 5 doubles, and a .324 average. Shively out of the windup, the fastball high and in for ball 2. Luke 2-4 in his sophomore campaign, starting his 7th game and appearing in his 9th. An ERA of 2.20 with 29 innings tossed on the year, 30 strikeouts to 16 walks. The 2-0, high and in for ball 3. And this has been the one knock on the Trojan pitching staff this year. They are top 5 in opponent batting average and ERA in the country at the NAI level, but they've allowed the second most walks this season in the Crossroads League. A get-me-over pitch hits the outside half, 3-1 to the center fielder Longacre, with Clinton Strobel and his powerful bat waiting on deck for GC. Goshen 9-17 overall, just 3-6 in the Crossroads League. Longacre will rip this one to left. Bass hustling after. He will make the running catch on the warning track on one lit over to left field, but Bass hustles over, makes the catch on the track, and it's just a long out number 2 on a good swing there by Longacre.
Now batting, the catcher, Clinton Strobel.
Base is empty for Clinton Strobel, who owns the top batting average for Goshen at .350. as he steps in for the first time here tonight. The powerful righty bat in his senior campaign for the Maple Leafs. And Shively's breaking ball missing in for ball one. Strobel, a number change this year, wore number 7 last year, wearing 25 this year. 6'2 senior out of Newport News, Virginia. Bases clear, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. A breaking ball. Strobel will watch that one bounce in for ball 2. Strobel collected a hit in both of those games with Siena Heights on Tuesday, going 1 for 2 in game 1 and 1 for 4 in game 2. Both with a double, both with a run batted in. Third one from Shively, ripped. A little one-hopper. Lane will knock it down, picks it up with a glove, a high throw. Kennedy will reach up on his tippy toes and haul it in. And another stellar defensive play from Lane at short. 3 up and 3 down in the home half of the first. We are scoreless through 1 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Brett Lawson.
Taylor will bring up numbers 5, 6, and 7 in the order here in the bottom and the top half of the second, as they are the visiting team here in this 9-inning contest with Goshen. Brett Lawson, the third baseman, leads it off. A high bouncer to the left side. Garcia fields a low throw that's snagged by McGuire at first. And 1 pitch and 1 out for the Trojans here as they bat in the top of the second. Taylor with only 1 base runner here in the early going. That was a 2-out walk by Wyatt Whitman in the first.
Now batting, the catcher, Ben Calvo.
A day off for Taylor's senior slugger Nathan Taggart after he made his re-entry into the lineup yesterday, going 0 for 3. Breaking away from Ben Calbaugh, the catcher, for ball 1. Gets the day off today for the senior. And that's why Kennedy over there starting at first here against Goshen. Second one to Calbaugh. He had an RBI double yesterday to put Taylor up 9-4 late in that contest. They held on to win 9-7 against number 16 Indiana Tech. Curveball away to Calbaugh, 2-0. This one, he'll pop it up, and it'll sail over our heads and go foul. 2-1. Class is back in session, so that means we've got cars in the parking lot to our right, which means folks that want to park there are parking at their own risk. 2 balls and a strike to Ben Calbaugh, freshman out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This one, a liner, but foul again off to the right. And someone's leaving the parking lot, and they will avoid having their car hit. 2-2, 1 out, base is empty to Calbaugh, who bats .261 on the year. 7 doubles and a home run with 16 driven in. Gorman, the righty, out of the stretch, kicks and delivers the 2-2. And Calbaugh will bloop one into right. The Trojans get their first hit of the evening. Calbaugh on with a 1-out single to right field. And the Trojans' courtesy runner, Kyle Kelsheimer, will come in. Talking with the Hall of Famer Rick Atkinson before the game, he made note that Kyle 55 for 60 in career stolen bases. No at-bats this season for Kyle with 11 runs scored. and a senior, the social media darling at the beginning of the year with a couple different baseball sites on Twitter. Noticed that he had very few at-bats and many, many stolen bases and many runs scored. And here's the DH, Brian Fields, for the Trojans, with the speedy Kelsheimer over there at first, a safe lead. And a curveball to Fields is low, ball one. Brian yesterday against Indiana Tech served as the DH like he is here tonight against Goshen. Fields 0 for 4 with a run scored and a strikeout. Fastball low below the knees, down the middle, 2-0. Brian batting .224 here in his junior season, 11 hits, 1 double, 7 driven in. No score at the top of the second. Third one, a fastball to the outside half, 2-1. His best buddy Andrew Kennedy waits on deck. The 2-1 from Gorman. Fields will fight it off. A little one-hopper, calmly snagged by Taylor head coach Kyle Gould, 2-2. As he mentioned a couple weeks ago, we joked after he got his 500th career win. Pickoff attempt. Kelsheimer dances away, and he will be picked off over at first. He moved to his right and then got picked off at first as he thought the pitch was going to come home. A good move by Gorman. Second pickoff, or third pickoff of the year by Goshen, and there are quickly 2 outs as the Trojans will not be able to cash in on that 1-out single by Calball. So now 2 outs and the base is clear for Fields. Off speed, high and away, 3-2. We joked with Taylor head coach Kyle Gould after that 500th win against Cincinnati Claremont. We joked with him about as Fields will foul this one off to the right and out of here. He talked about how kind of it's silly to keep track of coaches' wins, how he's never swung a bat or fielded a ball or thrown a pitch. And I mentioned to him about how he always fielded a couple ones over there at third, and he said his fielding percentage below 500. That one a couple pitches ago will help out that average. Still 2-2 to Fields. The base is now empty after Kelsheimer got picked off at first. Curveball high and away, and Fields will jog down to first. 2 outs for Andrew Kennedy, the Taylor first baseman. Second walk allowed by Gorman here today.
Batting the first baseman, Andrew Kennedy.
So Kennedy will step in. No at-bats yesterday for the Trojans, as he both pitched and played first base. A fastball to the outer half, 0-1. Andrew batting .230 in his junior season, 17 hits, 6 doubles, and 10 driven in for the purple and gold, who wear gray today. A curveball is high and in, even in the count at 1-1. No score between Taylor and Goshen here in the top of the second. Game played here at Winter-Holder Field, the home field of the Trojans, on a venue change. And Kennedy will foul the third one back to the backstop. Count goes to 1-2. After playing Goshen in 3 games here last year, the Trojans were set to travel up north to take on the Maple Leafs, but with rain in the forecast for Friday and field conditions maybe not the best to try to get the field ready today after Goshen had played on Tuesday, the game moved here with Goshen still the home team. 1-2 to Kennedy. Fields at first, a curveball that Kennedy thought about, but a watch it break away, and the count levels up at 2-2. Connor Crawford, the freshman, waits on deck if Fields and Kennedy can get on base, can stay on base here. 2-2 to Kennedy. Ground ball left side to the shortstop Wilson. Look at the lead man out at second. And the Trojans will strand 1 here at the top of the second. We're scoreless through 1.5 on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart? Well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
First pitch line drive will get over Bass's head and left. A leadoff single here for the DH Tanner Logan as he guesses right on the first pitch offered up there by Shively. A screamer into left. We'll put the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the second for Goshen with no score as they take on number 20 Taylor here this evening. As here comes the shortstop, Mitchell Wilson, 6-foot junior out of McMillan, Michigan. A transfer to GC from Muskegon Community College. Open right-handed batting stance. The righty Shively dealing out of the stretch for the first time tonight. Will miss low in the dirt for ball one. Wilson batting .224. 17 hits, 5 doubles, a home run, and 11 driven in, which is second most for the Maple Leafs. He'll send this one in the air towards Wyatt Whitman in center. He'll range over to his left or right. He'll back up a couple steps and make a leisurely catch in center for the first out here in the bottom of the second.
The first baseman, Cody McGuire.
Now they'll bring up number 17, Cody McGuire, who in his profile picture on the Goshen website has a fantastic mustache to go with that long hair. 6'1 junior out of Portage, Indiana. With a closed righty batting stance. Shively sets at the shoulder. He'll leave one upstairs for a ball. McGuire batting .250 this season. Just 3 batters for Goshen batting over .300. Their team average is .252. Second one from Shively. A fastball that McGuire will chase out and miss, 1-1. He's still got Tanner Logan, the DH, situated over there at first after a line drive single to lead this bottom of the second off. Still scoreless between Taylor and Goshen, each team now with a single hit. Third pitch from Shively. Fouled back to the netting, 1-2. McGuire 1 for 2 in Game 1 Tuesday against Siena Heights, 1 for 4 in the nightcap, with an RBI and a double between the double dip. A scoreless bottom of the second for Goshen. Shively in search of that first strikeout. The 1-2. McGuire will be called out on a curveball in the outside corner, and there is Shively's first K. 2 outs, and the leadoff man still at first for the Maple Leafs.
Now batting the third baseman, Bobby Garcia.
And so it'll be the third baseman, Bobby Garcia. Try to keep things rolling along here for Goshen in the bottom of the second. Game 1 of the series, the doubleheader set to come up on Saturday back up north at Goshen. Fastball up high that Cowball will snag out of the air, 1-0. Garcia batting .247, 18 hits. Sophomore out of Puerto Rico. Second one, the pop-up. Behind home plate, Cowball ditches the mask, still trying to maneuver, finds that high. Papa reaches back, pops up, and he'll catch it on the ricochet as both he and Shively come together to squeeze that ball in for an out. And the leadoff man stranded at first. We're through 2. Here from Windsor Holder Field, it's Taylor nothing and Goshen nothing on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Right fielder Connor Crawford will get things going for Taylor here in the top of the third with no score. They'll go after the first one and foul it away for a strike. Crawford, the freshman out of Ohio, played for Taylor Athletics Hall of Famer Michael Cranack at Worthington Christian High School, a former teammate of Brian Fields, today's DH. Second one from Gorman will hit the outside corner for strike two. To number 9, the freshman Connor Crawford, batting .231 on the year, 1 for 2 with a double in yesterday's win over Indiana Tech. Third one, a curveball, he pops it up to the infield. Coming in is McGuire from first. He's in foul ground to his left of first base. Makes the catch for 1 out. So Lane will come up here for the second time today as Gorman goes through the Taylor order once with no damage done. Just 1 hit and 2 walks to show for it.
Now batting the shortstop, Josh Lane.
Lane 1 for 3 yesterday, but that one hit a big one. First one up high and away, ball 1. He flew out to center his first time up here as Lane hit his first career home run last night, sending it over the left field fence. And if you haven't seen it, the video is very good. Second pitch, this one lower this time for strike 1. The entire dugout just explodes. His classmate and teammate Wyatt Whitman throws a batting helmet probably about 15 or 20 feet in the air. Thankfully, didn't come out and hit any of those teammates. 1-1 to the left side. Sliding, but not able to get to it as Wilson, as that one goes between the wickets and into center field. Lane on with 1 out at first as Taylor tries to break the scoring here with no scores on the board. And a single for Lane, his first one of the day. So the video from yesterday, very fun to watch. Lane's been close a couple different times this season to getting one out of here. And here comes his middle infield mate in Nick Ruschi, the second baseman. And the lefty will chop one to the right side, bouncing past the diving Molson. Lane digging and then overrunning it in right field will be Krieger, and Lane will be waved around here. It rolls all the way to the warning track. Ruschi at third. He will check up there, and it should have been an easy single, but instead the misplayed bouncing ball by Krieger in right scores Lane all the way from first, and Ruschi stands at third, and the Trojans lead 1-0 here with 1 out in the top half of the third inning.
Fielder Wyatt Whitman.
That'll bring up Wyatt Whitman, the center fielder, batting for the second time with Ruschi over at third. A curveball away for a ball. So Taylor on top, 1-0 as Lane shows off that great speed, scoring from first after the ground ball bounced away from Krieger in right. Second one, Whitman will swing and miss at a breaking ball low. He'll hold Ruschi over at third. The count evens up, a ball and a strike. Here with 1 out and Taylor leading 1-0 in the top half of the third. Trojans in gray today. Goshen in the home whites as they are the home team on the scoreboard. Third one, ripped to the left, snagged nicely by the shortstop Wilson. Will throw across the diamond, up high McGuire. Came back down in time for out number 2. But scoring from third is Ruschi, an RBI for Whitman. Puts Taylor on top 2-0 here in the third inning.
Fielder TJ Bass.
Base is clear for the power-hitting TJ Bass. And Gorman's first one, Bass liked it but missed. Strike 1. TJ 0 for 1, struck out swinging his first time up. That ended things for Taylor in the top half of the first. Second one, fouled back, 0-2. Bass a .309 average, one of the top batting averages for the Trojans this year, along actually second best, right behind Nick Ruschi, who leads the team with .351. So a youth movement offensively here for the Trojans, with the freshmen Ruschi and Bass, the top 2 batting averages. Gorman away, 1-2 on the third pitch. 2-0 the Taylor lead, thanks to that fielding error by Krieger in right, and a RBI ground out from Whitman. 1-2. Bass will pop it up. Molson, the second baseman, calls off McGuire. He backpedals into shallow right, makes the catch for out number 3. But the Trojans tack on 2 here in the third. They lead 2-0 here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
The right fielder, Evan Krieger, will lead it off in the bottom of the third for Goshen after committing that fielding error in the top half of this inning. And he gets the first one from Shively, called for a strike. So it'll be Krieger, followed by Bailey Owens. Then we'll go back to the top of the order with Colby Molson for Goshen as they trail 2-0. A nasty curveball thrown by Shively. Krieger fooled every which way by it. And the count quickly 0-2. As Shively pitches with a lead for the first time here tonight. The 0-2. Curveball again. Krieger will watch this one sail low. And the count goes to 1-2 to the leadoff man here in the third for Goshen. Krieger batting .242 here in 2019 with 15 hits and a pair of doubles. Shively peers over that tan mitt. The 1-2 comes home, and Krieger will pop it up over our heads and out of play. Goshen 6-9 on the road. Taylor 10-3 after last night's 9-7 win over Indiana Tech. 1-2 curveball. This time it'll freeze Krieger at the belt. Second strikeout of the day for Shively, and there's one out for Goshen here in the third, trailing by 2.
Now batting the left fielder, Bailey Owens.
I'll bring up Bailey Owens. 6-foot freshman out of Kokomo, Indiana, and Taylor High School. And Shively comes in on the young freshman righty for ball one. Just one hit all day, all night here for Goshen. As they trail 2-0, batting in the bottom of the third. 1-0 up high, Shively missing 2-0. A beautiful evening here in Upland, Indiana. Temperatures close to the mid to upper 60s today with that sun out. It's going to get quite cool when that sun sets. That's for everyone else outside's problem. 2-0 inside, 2-1. On an off-speed one on the inner half. One of the first days all year that we haven't had to turn the heat on here in the press box. So we're pretty happy about that, too. 2-1 inside. Shively just misses to the righty Owens, and he'll put the left fielder ahead 3-1. Owens batting just .194 this year, 6 hits and 31 ABs. The 3-1 missing away, and there's the first walk allowed by Shively today. A runner on with one out here for Goshen. Back to the top of the order we go in Colby Molson.
Now batting the second baseman, Colby Molson.
Molson 0 for 1, junior from Tipton, Indiana. Shively on the first base side of the bump will deal out of the stretch. And the first one will miss the outside corner, a breaking ball, ball one. Molson, the third, tied for the second best batting average on the team as play starts today at .324. 23 hits, third on the Goshen Maple Leafs. His 5 doubles tied for second as well. Shively missing upstairs, 2-0. Molson also one of the top relief pitchers in the Crossroads League. both the single season and career leader in saves in Goshen program history. Third one from Shively, just like the first two, left upstairs. The count now 3-0 to the second baseman, right-handed batting Colby Molson. He's got Owens at first after the one-out walk, with Goshen trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. A fastball down the middle, taken by Molson for strike one. Molson grounded out to Lane at short, his first time up. 3-1, nope, pick off to first. No tag from Kennedy as they keep an eye on Owens over at first. Owens, no stolen base tries this year. Goshen hasn't stolen a lot of bases this year, 9 for 13. 3 balls and a strike to Molson, 1 out, man at first. He stays over there, and Shively throws 4 balls to Molson, all upstairs, and Molson will jog down to first. The tying runner's on here for the Maple Leafs, with 1 out in the third, trailing 2-0.
Now batting the center fielder, Ben Longacre.
TJ Bass and the rest of the outfield backing up as they get ready to face Ben Longacre. Acre smashed one to deep left field his first time up. That Bass snagged on the warning track. First one bounces away from Calabal as he tried to chest it down. The wild pitch will move the runners into scoring position now, second and third. Owens at third and Molson at second. And Goshen trailing just 2-0 here with 1 out in this bottom half of the third inning. Just 1 base runner through the first 2 innings for Goshen. The single last inning by Tanner Logan, but they've got 2 on here, trailing by 2, and just 1 out. The 1-ball pitch from Shively. A curveball up high, now 2-0. As Shively's command starts to get away from him just a little bit, and that means we'll get to see first-year pitching coach Justin Barber for the first time here tonight. Clay Riggins makes the jog down to the Taylor bullpen to start to get loose just in case he is needed. Shively really good through the first 2 innings, 3 up, 3 down in the first. Gave up that leadoff single in the second, then retired the next 3 men in order. But this bottom half of the third inning after the leadoff strikeout to Krieger has been a little bit of an adventure with back-to-back walks, and he's down in the count here 2-0 to Ben Longacre, the 6'3 junior out of Bartow, Pennsylvania. And the mound meeting will come to a close. Josh Lane in there as well, giving Shively a little bit of an extra pep talk. As the catcher Ben Calabal and the pitching coach Justin Barber share a little laugh and a sly smile as Barber makes his way back to the dugout to our left. 2-0 the Goshen deficit as they bat here in the bottom of the third. But they've got the tying runner standing at second and third base right here, thanks to 2 walks by Shively here in this bottom of the third inning. The 2-0 to Longacre. Right back up the middle. Shively can't field it. It'll bounce into center field, and this will not tie the game. Whitman had it fielded the ball cleanly, fumbled it with just a little bit. Molson able to check up at third. Scoring from third base is Owens. An RBI single up the middle by Longacre makes it a 2-1. Goshen deficit here with 1 out and a tying run at third, and now the go-ahead run at first for the always dangerous Clinton Strobel II. Just the second hit of the night here for Goshen. Calabal steps out from behind the plate and sends the sign out to the rest of the Taylor infield and the defense. Strobel 0 for 1, grounded out on a nice play by Lane deep in the hole at short. 2 on here and 1 out in the bottom of the third. Goshen trailing by a single run. Shively's curveball. Strobel thought about it and thought better of it as it misses away 1-0. Strobel, the top batting average for Goshen, as play starts today. One of 3 Maple Leafs batting over 300. He clocks in at 350. Shively out of the stretch. Second one. Strobel pulls it foul, third base side. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. 2 home runs for Strobel. He and Longacre tops in that category for Goshen. But he leads the Maple Leafs, does Strobel, with 12 runs batted in. He's got 2 on here and 1 out, and Goshen down by a single run. 1-1 from Shively, missing low and away below the knees, 2-1. Shively almost got that one as Strobel leaned in and watched it sail below his kneecaps. Strobel, the senior catcher out of Virginia. 2-1, ground ball left side. Lawson will charge from third. He'll field, throw it on the run to get the out at first, but the tying run comes home in Molson, and we're tied at 2 with 2 outs here in the third inning, and a runner standing at second base still for Goshen.
Now batting to DH, Tanner Logan.
So a 2-out rally trying to get started here by the DH Tanner Logan, who ripped one to left field over Bass's head, but it could only go in for a single for the power-hitting righty. First pitch, a curveball upstairs, ball 1, as Shively's breaking ball has not been able to find its target much tonight. A lot of his pitches missing upstairs. Very few have missed low by the sophomore right-hander. Second pitch, low. Good job by Calbaugh to chest it forward and keep it in front of him. Ball 2, and that keeps the go-ahead runner at second base in the form of Ben Longacre, the center fielder. Logan, a 6'1 junior, transferred to Goshen from San Diego City College. 1 for 1 tonight, trying to put an 0 for 5 performance in the doubleheader against Siena Heights on Tuesday in the back of his mind. Third one, he'll hammer this one high in the air. Whitman to the gap in left center field, calls off Bass, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. But 2 runs come home here in the bottom of the third for Goshen. After 3 innings, it's Taylor 2 and Goshen 2 on the Trojan Sports Network.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
Now batting
3 innings in the books. Taylor leads off the top of the 4th with Brett Lawson, Ben Calbaugh, and Brian Fields batting. Game tied at 2 with each team pushing 2 runs home are in our last inning. Gorman out of the stretch. The righty will miss low and away. To the righty, Brett Lawson for ball 1, who's 0 for 1 tonight. Coaching matchup today, Taylor head coach Kyle Gould in his 15th season, and Goshen head coach Alex Childers in his 7th season leading the Maple Leafs. Second one, pulled to the left. There's another nice snag by Kyle Gould in the third base coach's box. A low throw. But we won't give him an error on that. It's 1-1. Brett grounded out to the third baseman Garcia, his only time up tonight. Third pitch here. Missing the outside corner. A very tight zone here tonight. And the count 2-1. Lawson will pop up the 2-1 to center field. Still going back is Longacre. He'll now continue to backpedal on the warning track, and he had to make a couple more backpedaling steps before making a reaching catch in center for out number 1. He initially stopped about a foot or so in front of the track, and then he had to really hustle back on his back pedal. And Lawson flies out to deep center field for out number 1 here in the 4th for TU.
now batting the catcher, Ben Calbaugh.
Calbaugh will bat here, the catcher, with one of only 3 Trojan hits tonight. First one low for a ball. Kyle Kelsheimer came to courtesy run for Cowball at first, and they got picked off back there in the second inning. Second one. Cowball will fight it off. A little blooper to the infield, but Mulson will be able to make the catch behind second base. And there are quickly 2 gone for Taylor here in this top half of the fourth. So it'll be Brian Fields trying to keep this top of the fourth going for the Trojans. Game dead even at 2 apiece. Hits about even as well. With Taylor having 3 as his 3 geese fly over center field. Fields tries to hit it to him. He'll drive it to deep center field. Longacre, a much better jump this time. He makes another catch on the warning track. And Taylor goes 3 up, 3 down here in the fourth through 3.5. It's Taylor 2 and Goshen 2 on the Trojan Sports Network. The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at TaylorCampusStore.com. The shortstop Mitchell Wilson to lead things off for Goshen as they are tied with Taylor at 2 apiece here in this bottom half of the fourth inning. And the first one from Shively, missing in for a ball. This one sent to the gap in left center field. Whitman and Bass both getting after it, and Whitman will be able to make the catch on the warning track. Another well-hit ball. First or second time or third time we've seen a really well-hit ball by Goshen here tonight. This one landed an out on the left center field warning track. We saw 2 there a couple innings ago, ripped to left field. And this one to the gap in left center as Wyatt Whitman gets over and makes the grab. 1 gone here in the fourth. First pitch grounded to Lawson at third. He'll field and send it across. Kennedy pulled out of the batting, off the bag, trying to dive in there as McGuire under the tag. Kennedy will easily tag him out, and there are 2 quickly gone here for Goshen in this bottom of the fourth, with the game deadlocked at 2.
Now batting the third baseman, Bobby Garcia.
2 out, base is clear for the third baseman, Bobby Garcia. And Shively's fastball high for a ball. Garcia 0 for 1, popped out just behind home plate to Ben Cowball. He got some help from the pitcher Shively to haul in the pop-up. And again, Shively misses up high. He falls back 2-0. Bottom of the fourth, Goshen, the home team here tonight, playing at Taylor's home field, Winterholder Field here on the TU campus. 2-0, high hopper left side. There's Lawson at third. He'll set his feet across the diamond, and there's another 1-2-3 inning here for Luke Shively. We head to the top of the fifth with the game still deadlocked at 2 on the Trojan Sports Network.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University's student athletes.
Taylor looking to go back in front with the game tied at 2. Andrew Kennedy, the Taylor first baseman, will lead the top of the 5th off. A good curveball from Gorman will be left up high. It's ball 1. Kennedy hitting to an inning-ending fielder's choice to end the top of the 2nd. 3 hits for the Trojans here in the game so far, and a 2-2 tie. Second one will loop behind Kennedy. He'll duck out of the way calmly. It's 2-0. Again, Taylor, the visiting team here on their home field due to a scheduling switch to try and just get this game in, as a lot of games around the Crossroads League have been backed up over the last couple of weeks due to weather. Third one to Kennedy. Low, and just like the first two all out of the zone, it's 3-0 to the first baseman, Andrew Kennedy, here as he bats to lead things off in the top half of the 5th. The 4th offering. Kennedy takes at the knees for a strike. 3-1 with Crawford and Lane to follow Andrew Kennedy. Gorman delivers, and Kennedy will drive this one to center field. Longacre going back, still going back. He'll reach up and make a jumping catch just in front of the warning track. He'll carry his momentum, will carry him into the fence. But Longacre's got a lot of work out here in the outfield. Out of the last 4 batters, 3 have flown out to Longacre, all in the deepest part of the park here at Winterholder Field. So the base is empty for Connor Crawford. Wind was howling out towards center field yesterday. There is not any wind to speak of here whatsoever. First one to Crawford from Gorman. A curveball the way. Trying to frame it with Strobel. Could not. 1-0. Connor 231 as the day started. Walked and doubled yesterday in the win over Indiana Tech, as the Trojans have taken 3 of 4 against the number 16 Warriors this season. Another bouncer to the left. It goes foul. 1-1 to the freshman Connor Crawford. High school played shortstop, also caught and pitched. But the Trojans have made him an outfielder since he first stepped on campus in the fall. A ball and a strike with the bases empty. Off speed from Gorman will miss its target. 2-1. Connor popped out to the first baseman McGuire. His only time up so far tonight before this one. The 2-1 from the righty Gorman out of the stretch, and the righty Crawford will swing underneath this one and fly it out of play to the right. Count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases clear. In a 2-2 game with Taylor batting here in the top half of the 5th. Gorman delivers, and Crawford will swing and miss. Dropped by Strobel. He'll quickly toss it down to first for the second strikeout of the day for Gorman. And there are 2 outs, and the base is empty for Taylor here in the 5th. Pitch count really ramping up here for Gorman. His next one will be his 66th as Taylor bats here in the top half of the 5th. Lane trying to get on for the second time tonight. Curveball that'll take down the middle for a strike. Josh 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out to center field and Longacre his first time up, then singled to left before coming around to score back in the 3rd. All 4 of our runs combined between the 2 teams scored in that 3rd inning. Lane shows a bunt, pulls the bat back on a curveball, and the crafty senior makes the count 1-1 with a good eye. Lane batting .252 as play starts today, the former Gold Glove Award winner. And that first career home run last night for Taylor late in the win over Indiana Tech. He goes after the 1-1 here, out to right field. Krieger underneath, and he hops up and makes the catch, and the Trojans sat down in order here in the fifth. We're through 4.5 innings here from Winterholder Field. The game deadlocked at 2 between number 20 Taylor and Goshen here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Fielder Evan Krieger.
Bottom of the fifth here for Goshen. The right fielder Evan Krieger, who made the catch to end the top half of the fifth, will lead things off. He'll be followed by Bailey Owens. They'll go back to the top of the order and Colby Molson. A fastball from Shively hits the outside corner for a called strike. Two hits and 2 runs tonight for Goshen. 3 hits and 2 runs for Taylor. A curveball. Krieger thought about it again. They appeal down to first, and Krieger goes around for strike 2. Back-to-back curveballs by Shively. He's missed upstairs a bunch tonight with a breaking ball, but when it's found the zone, it has really fooled Goshen batters tonight. The 0-2 from Shively out of the windup. Curveball again. Krieger slaps at it. He'll dribble her right back to the mound. Shively will field an underhand to first, and there's 1 out for Goshen here in the home half of the fifth. So here's the left fielder, Bailey Owens, who got on thanks to a 1-out walk back in the third. He and Molson, who waits on deck, both walked and both came around to score to tie the game at 2 in that third inning. Shively starts Owens off with a fastball here. It's at the knees, and it's called for strike 1. The second one, inside, a breaking ball. Inside, too much, 1-1. Owens batting just .194 as play starts tonight via 1-1. Good looking pitch that'll miss the outside corner, 2-1. Just a little bit too far outside there by the righty Luke Shively. Bases clear, 1 out, bottom of the fifth. Fourth pitch, this time it's on the outside corner and knee high for strike 2. Shively with a pair of strikeouts tonight. Both have been looking, has not struck someone out since the third inning. And that one low for ball 3. There's a rough inning back there in the third. The 2 walks and a wild pitch by Shively put the runners at second and third, and then they were manufactured around by a single and a ground out. Full count pitch, high and in for ball 4. Third walk allowed here by Shively tonight, and the second one to Owens. And the only other one that walked was Molson, who steps in here. Both came with 1 out back in the third, and that was when Goshen had tied the game at 2. Double play situation here as the middle infielders Lane at short and Rushi at second get to their normal positions with a runner at first. Breaking ball away, ball 1. Molson batting for the third time, 0 for 1, grounding out his first time up and then walking and scoring, as we mentioned a couple times, back here in the third. Shively out of the stretch, the 1-0. Molson goes after it and fouls it back. 1 ball and 1 strike upcoming here to Molson, the second baseman. Goshen in the home whites tonight with purple numbers and purple letters that spell Leafs on the front with black trim. Taylor in the gray with purple numbers and purple letters. 1-1 curveball low. Good eye from the junior Colby Molson. 2-1 the count now. Molson was 0 for 5, but he got hit by 3 pitches in the doubleheader against Siena Heights on Tuesday. Scored a run in that contest as well back in the game that Goshen won in game 1 at 6-5. The 2-1. Molson will send this one to Whitman in center. He comes in. It will dive. He won't be able to make the catch. Whitman will hustle back to his feet as he laid out in center field, trying to make the diving grab just an inch or so away from making it. And there are runners at first and second with one out here in the bottom half of the fifth. And the Trojans will make a pitching change here. They will bring in the right-hander Clay Riggins. We'll introduce you to him when we come back here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Play that old song! You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to evoke the memory. You gotta have the music that you listeners listen to.
Fifth-year senior, the right-hander Clay Riggins comes in for Taylor with a 5-0 overall record, a 2.66 ERA. In 23 and 2/3 innings this year, 31 strikeouts and 11 walks for the Trojans. He makes his 12th appearance, all in relief, here in his 5th year here at Taylor University. Breaking ball in for a strike to Ben Longacre, the center fielder, who has blasted 2 balls here tonight. Both times he's been to the plate. One was caught by Bass and left, the other one a screamer up the middle for a single. Riggins comes in with runners at first and second. The game tied at 2 and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. The 0-1 ripped again towards Whitman in center. He goes hustling back, makes a catch over his head, sets those feet, fires it into the infield. Lane will try to get the out over at second base. Molson slides in just a hair in time as he didn't get a good enough jump. The relay throw and a good communication there from the Trojans. Try to get the relay throw from Lane to Rushi at second. They did, just not in time. A deep fly out to center brings us out number 2, but it moves the runners up to second and third as Goshen tries to go ahead for the first time tonight and break our 2-all tie. And they'll intentionally walk Strobel to move him down to first and load him up to go against the DH Tanner Logan. And the courtesy runner will come in here for the Maple Leafs. It'll be Brighton Schofield.
Now batting, the DH, Tanner Logan.
So Owens at third and Molson at second. They were both there in the third inning, and they both came around to score to tie our game at 2. Tanner Logan, the righty DH, digs in with 2 outs. A curveball missing above the letters, 1-0. Logan a smashing single to left that carried over Bass's head in left field, and he popped out to Whitman in center his second time up. Second pitch from Riggins. Logan backing out the whole way, and it hits the inner half for a strike. 1-1 to Logan. 6'1" junior transfer out of California. Second and third, game tied at 2 in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 from Riggins, a fastball that Logan stepped out with his front foot and smacks out a play to the right. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Goshen threatens here in the bottom of the 5th, game tied at 2. A defensive shift here for the Trojans. They move Whitman a couple steps over, more towards straightaway center, and they move Crawford over a little bit into right. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners stand at second and third and 2 outs in the tied game in the bottom of the 5th. Riggins, a breaking ball, freezes Logan, and Riggins gets the Trojans out of the jam with a strikeout and leaves the runner stranded at second and third. We head to the 6th, still tied at 2 on the Trojans Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
So Riggins gets the Trojans out of a jam with a looking strikeout with runners at second and third. And the game remains tied at 2 as Taylor bats here at the top of the 6th. Nick Ruschi, Wyatt Whitman, and TJ Bass to lead it off. And the first one upstairs from the righty Cade Gorman up high for a ball. Second one, Ruschi grounds to the right side, right to Colby Molson at second. He'll calmly field out of his left hip and toss to first for out number 1. Ruschi now 1 for 3 tonight with that single and 2 ground outs to Molson at second. Some activity now up in the bullpen for Goshen. The reliever Cam Nickel getting loose, the right-hander out of Middlebury, Indiana. Nickel, their top starter on the year and also their best pitcher, or their top starter, I should say, starting a 7th game. First pitch to Whitman, a rainmaker. That one scrapes the sky to the left. Owens, though, in left field. He'll make the catch. And the Trojans quickly down 2 outs here in this top half of the 6th. So Taylor trying to get a 2-out rally going here. TJ Bass, the man to try to do it. But again, Nickel warming up. He leads the Crossroads League in strikeouts with 41. As it looks like he might come in relief here for the starter Gorman at some point. First one to Bass, away for a ball. TJ 0 for 2 tonight. A strikeout swinging and a pop out to Molson at second base. 2-2 score, base is empty. And Bass will foul off the second one. And for the third at-bat tonight, he falls behind 0-2. Or no, excuse me, 1-1, I apologize. The 1-1. Bass will swing and miss, and now the count goes to 1-2. Bases clear for Bass. 2-2 game, each team with 3 hits on the night. And both of the runs for both teams coming back in the third. Bass will swing and miss at 1 low. Strobel will drop the ball, pick it up, and tag Bass out. Bass down on strikes for the second time tonight. Second K this evening at 4. Third K, I should say, for Gorman. We're through 5.5. Taylor and Goshen deadlocked at 2 on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
First full inning of work here for Clay Riggins. He came in with runners at first and second. Got a fly out. The runners moved up to second and third. An intentional walk loaded him up, but he got a looking strikeout to Tanner Logan to snuff out the threat. The game's still tied at 2, but Taylor went down in order in the top half of the 6th as Mitchell Wilson, the center shortstop, will lead it off for GC. First one, ripped towards center field. Whitman hustling back after it. Reaches up, can't make the catch as it bounces on the warning track. He'll come up throwing a bullet from the track, but a leadoff double here for Mitchell Wilson, his first hit of the night. Puts a runner in scoring position as the game deadlocked at 2, but again, Goshen threats. Here's they bat in the home half of the 6th inning. We have seen a ton of balls tonight just ripped to the outfield and mainly to center field. And this time it falls in for Goshen for a double. Runner at second for McGuire, the first baseman. Breaking ball high and in, ball 1. Cody McGuire, the righty, struck out looking and grounded out his first 2 times up tonight. A leadoff double, though, for Wilson. With Goshen threatening to take their first lead of the night, tied at 2. As the home team here in the game tonight here at Taylor University. Second one from Riggins. Movement on that fastball, finds the zone, strike 1 to make the count 1-1. For Wilson, that's his 6th double of the year, second most for the Goshen Maple Leafs here in 2019. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, that one almost a swing and a miss, took McGuire almost down to a knee. And he falls behind a ball and 2 strikes. With a runner at second, game deadlocked at 2. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning in game 1 of the 3-game series here between Taylor and Goshen. The 1-2 pitch. Oh, McGuire got fooled, and he beats himself in the head 3 times with that bat. Thankfully, he is wearing a helmet, so he does not injure himself. There's a strikeout for Riggins and 1 out. He couldn't hold the bat back on that enticing moving fastball to the outside corner. And there's 1 out on Riggins' 2nd strikeout since coming out of the pen. And here's Bobby Garcia, the third baseman. And again, the leadoff double from Wilson. He remains at second. A backdoor breaking ball. Good eye from Garcia. He'll take it for ball 1. Garcia 0 for 2. Popped out to Calball behind home plate and grounded out to Lawson at third this evening. 2-2 game, bottom of the 6th. An out and a runner at second for Goshen. The 1-0. Fastball, and Garcia will send it out of play. And it goes foul. No oohs and ahs from the fans down below us. That means everyone's cars are okay. And the parking lot behind us. A safe lead for Wilson at second with one out. The third pitch to Garcia. Backdoor breaking ball. It spooks him out of there. It'll miss the inner half, 2-1. Garcia moved out of that batter's box like he saw a spider sitting on home plate. And he steps back in here with that slightly open right-handed batting stance for the sophomore out of Puerto Rico. Riggins out of the stretch. The righty deals one home. A hard grounder to the right side will bounce in foul territory. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, with Wilson standing at second after his leadoff double and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th for Goshen, in the game deadlocked at 2. Garcia batting .247 this year. And the 2-2 from Riggins. Up high for ball 3. Riggins got Taylor out of the bases loaded jam an inning ago. He's got the go-ahead runner standing at second and Wilson after his leadoff double. It's the first extra base hit from either team tonight, as they combined for 4 runs and 7 hits. Payoff pitch from Riggins. Garcia will stay alive on a foul ball off to the right. A beautiful evening setting up here in Upland, Indiana. Temperature still in the low 60s, with the sun almost completely set off to our left with plenty of cloud cover overhead. Another 3-2 to Garcia. Off the end of the bat, a little dribbler to Rushi at second. He'll field and toss to first. For out number 2, it does move the go-ahead run down to third and Mitchell Wilson in a 2-2 game in the bottom of the 6th.
Now batting, the right fielder, Evan Krieger.
Two outs and the go-ahead runner at third for the right fielder, Evan Krieger. Riggins throws him a breaking ball high and in for ball 1. The breaking ball has been the bugaboo of Krieger tonight. He's had trouble finding the couple of curveballs that Shivu threw him in the first 2 times he's at the plate tonight. First time he sees Riggins. And Clay goes to the breaking ball here. Stepping out of the box and taking it for strike 1 is Krieger. A ball and a strike to the right fielder, Krieger, who wears number 1 out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and a graduate of Bishop Lewis High School. 1-2. He goes around. A little half swing that didn't even move his waist on the swing, and he goes down 1-2. The go-ahead runner stands at third for Goshen after the leadoff double from Mitchell Wilson. That is him at third. And 2 outs on the board here for the Maple Leafs. Game deadlocked at 2. Riggins out of the stretch, kicks and drives. This one ripped right to Lane, who bobbled it and caught it against his chest for out number 3. Dangerous for a moment, but the trusty Lane gathers that pitch, that line drive in. And we're through 6, and we're still tied at 2 on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Pitching change here for Goshen. They'll bring in Cam Nickel, the 6-foot sophomore, making his first relief appearance of the year. Leads the Crossroads League in strikeouts per game, one of the top men and one of the few pitchers in the league with more than 40 strikeouts. He comes in with 41. I have to give a shout out to Ethan McGarvey, our SID, for correcting that stat earlier. Thought it was the league leader in strikeouts, but it's really DJ Moore and another pitcher who have 44. Nickel goes to the curveball here and gets Lawson to look at one for strike one. We're in the top of the 7th, game deadlocked at 2. Taylor with 3 hits on the night, Goshen with 4. And Nickel will fire one in low for a ball, as now there's more activity starting for Goshen in the bullpen down to our right. 1-1 to Lawson. A ground out and a fly out tonight. He was one of the handful of Trojans that seem to have smoked ones to the center field area. None have fallen in for hits yet, however. That one low to Lawson. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes as Lawson couldn't hold his bat back. The 4th one from Nickel. And a foul ball by Lawson. The count remains at 1-2. The starter Gorman went 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. Struck out 3 and walked 2. Another 1-2 to Lawson as he leads off the 7th. He'll swing and miss at a fastball low. There's a strikeout for Nickel, and there's 1 out for Taylor as things start here at the top of the 7th. Nickel comes in with a 4.65 ERA. Again, this is his first relief appearance of the season. And Cowball will foul off the first one, strike 1. Nickel 1-5 overall record. Just over 31 innings this year. Again, 41 strikeouts to just 13 walks. Cowball fouled off the first one. He'll lace this one into right. Coming in is Krieger, and he will make a leading catch and right for out number 2. Krieger's had some rough moments this evening in right field. He overplayed that one back in the 3rd that let Taylor get their first run of the night. He makes an easy catch here in right. 2 outs and the base is empty for the DH Brian Fields. At the top of the 7th, the game still even at 2 runs aside. Taylor struggled to find those big-time hits throughout the year. Fields trying to provide one right here. Fastball into the big fella Fields, puts those arms up for ball 1. Brian 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. A backdoor curveball will miss its target as Brian steps out 2-0. Brian, another one of the many Trojans tonight that have ripped balls to center field, only to find the mid of Longacre and not the rewarding grass of the Winter-Holder Field outfield. Fastball at the knees, down the middle, taken for a strike. It's 2-1. Brian 0 for 4 last night in the win against Indiana Tech with a run scored. Starts the night batting .224. 2-1 pitch, fastball again, low, same spot, same result as the 3rd pitch. And the count evens up at 2-2 after a called strike 2. 2 outs, base is empty. The Trojans have had 11 men retired in order. And Fields will swing and miss for the 12th straight man sat down by the Trojans. Bats against the Goshen pitchers. We're through 6.5 here on the Trojan Sports Network. It looks like some defensive changes coming in for TU. 2-2 score as we get ready to start the bottom of the 7th and stretch it out here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
One defensive change for the Trojans. Jonathan Foster comes in to replace Connor Crawford in right. Clay Riggins back out for his second full inning of work. And that fastball will hit the outside corner for called strike one. To the left fielder, Bailey Owens, as he bats for the third time tonight, drawing walks his 2 times up. To the outside corner, and again for strike 2. Owens walked and scored in the third. He walked and got stranded at third. Back in the 5th after Riggins came in with runners at second and third. An intentional walk loaded him up, and then Clay got a looking strikeout to end the threat. Swing and a miss, and Owens is down for the first time tonight as Riggins deals that dirty little curveball. It's 1 gone here in the 7th. And Colby Molson will walk over and talk things over with Alex Childers, the 7th-year head man of Goshen. Looks like they're trying to throw the rhythm off of Clay Riggins, just a smidge here. Three strikeouts for Riggins on the night. 5th one by the Taylor staff. And Molson will step in. It'll be the first time he faces Riggins here this evening. First pitch from Clay, cutting fastball for a strike. Molson batting for the 4th time, has singled, walked and scored, and grounded out his 3 times up tonight. That is, or his at-bats in reverse. Second one, another breaking ball, low, 1-1. Molson starts the night batting .324. Singled up the middle to chase the starter Shively off the hill. Third one from Riggins, the reliever. And Molson will go after it, smashing it out of play to the right. A ball and 2 strikes to the second baseman, Colby Molson. 2-2 game in the bottom of the 7th between Taylor and Goshen in Game 1 of the 3-game series. They're set to play the doubleheader at Goshen coming up on Saturday. Weather permitting, of course. Riggins leans in and now gets the sign from Calball. A long time between pitches from Riggins. 1-2, and Molson just nicked it enough to stay alive, fouling it to the padded backstop. Bases clear, 1 out in the home half of the 7th for Goshen. Game tied at 2. Riggins out of the stretch, third base side of the rubber. Pitch comes home, and Molson will drive it to the gap. Whitman racing after it. He will get there in time on a good jump, and he makes the catch for out number 2 here in the 7th for Goshen. Center fielders have gotten a lot of work tonight. Whitman for Taylor, and the batter right here for Goshen and Ben Longacre. A lot of hard-hit balls from both teams tonight to center field. As we mentioned, Whitman and Longacre have gotten a workout. We've seen Longacre have to go to the warning track multiple times this evening. And the first one from Riggins is low, ball 1. Longacre an RBI single in the 3rd to get Goshen on the board. He's flown out to left field and to Whitman, his counterpart in center, 2 times tonight. And Longacre drove one to deep center field that moved the runners up to 2nd and 3rd back in the 5th. He'll hit this hard left side. Late hop right to Lawson, who leans over across the diamond, and a 1-2-3. Bottom of the 7th keeps us tied at 2. Another nice play from Lawson at 3rd. We're tied at 2 between Taylor and Goshen as we head to the 8th here on the Trojans Sports Network. The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at TaylorCampusStore.com. Second pitching change for Goshen tonight. Colby Molson in here. Kennedy took the first one for a strike. He'll foul the second one off. Makes it 0-2. Bobby Garcia will take Molson's spot at second. And coming into play third off the bench, number 22, Austin Bontrager, over there at third for the Maple Leafs. Swing and miss by Kennedy. He's down on strikes to lead off this top of the 8th. Molson, as we mentioned, had a stellar season a year ago in relief for the Maple Leafs. Set the single-season saves record, and that save total from a year ago more than anyone had ever had in their previous career. Foster a pop-up into the air on a bunt, and that's an easy can of corn for Strobel behind the plate. And the Trojans quickly 2 outs here in this top of the 8th inning with the game deadlocked at 2. Has now 16 straight batters retired in order by Goshen pitching. Lane trying to take some time here as Molson stands ready to throw on the mound. The last hit by the Trojans was Rushi's single in the third. Lane had a single before him there, and he'll try to break this streak here. It's a ball from Molson. An RBI ground out by Whitman started this 16 straight batters retired in order. As Taylor's gone 3 up, 3 down, and 1, 2, 3, 4. The last 4 innings. But Lane trying to break it. He goes ahead 2-0 here in the 8th. And a fastball from Molson will find the outside corner. He taps his chest to say my bad, but is still in there for a strike. Maybe it was a cross-up between he and the catcher Strobel. Molson quickly works between pitches, the 2-1. Missing above the letters, 3-1. As the last 16 men have been retired in order by Goshen pitching, Lane trying to change that. 1 pitch out of the zone would put him at first. The 3-1 inside, and no, strike 2. Lane was unvelcroing the protective covers on his left foot. He'll have to re-velcro those up here and get back in and get ready for a payoff pitch. Molson quickly works, much like the Trojans' Cole Barkas. Payoff pitch to Lane. He'll hard hit it to the left side. It'll bounce foul. It was out of the reach of Bontrager, but took a hard left-hand turn outside of third. It remains 3-2 with the bases empty. And Taylor trying to prevent from having their 17th man retired in order and go and suffer their 5th straight 1-2-3 inning. Another 3-2 to Lane. Fouls it off, and he stays alive. That one dribbling to the Goshen dugout to the right. Bases clear, 2 outs. Game tied at 2 for the senior shortstop out of Florida. Molson into the windup. Pitch comes home. Inside, up high for ball 4. Molson thought it was strike 3, and that stops the streak of 16 batters retired in order. Lane goes dashing down to first with a 2-out walk. And Rushi will try to move him around here with the game tied at 2 in the 8th.
How about it? The second baseman, Nick Rushi.
Just the 3rd walk allowed by a Goshen pitcher tonight, and the first one since the starter Gorman was on the hill. Here's the lefty Rushi, the only lefty in the Trojan order. First one off speed and high for a ball. Rushi 1 for 3 tonight. Molson wants a new baseball, and he'll get it. A single in the 3rd, and then a fielding error on that single by Krieger and Wright allowed Lane to score from 3rd base and put Rushi at 3rd. He was later driven in by the RBI ground out of Wyatt Whitman. The 1-0 to Rushi, over to first. Lane goes diving back. Josh 5 for 8 on stolen base tries this season. But a big spot here in the top of the 8th, game tied at 2. All 4 of our runs scored back in the 3rd inning. Molson out of the stretch. Second one to Rushi. He'll groove this one into right. Krieger comes in. It's right to him on a line drive for out number 3. Taylor leaves a runner stranded. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Game tied at 2 apiece here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University's student athletes.
Good one brewing here from Winter Holder Field. Bottom of the 8th, game tied at 2. The catcher, Clinton Strobel, the second, to lead things off for Goshen. He'll swing and miss mightily on the first one from Riggins for a called strike. It'll be the first time that Strobel will face Riggins tonight. He came up in Riggins' first time on the hill out of the pen, but was intentionally walked with no pitches thrown by 5 and Gray. The one-strike pitch off the end of the bat down the right field line, tailing foul, strike 2. Strobel tonight tied the game with an RBI ground out in the 3rd, grounded out to Lane at first, outside of that intentional walk back in the 5th. He's down 0-2 here as he leads off the bottom of the 8th, game tied at 2. Riggins kicks and delivers. As Strobel will line it to left, Bass will let it land in front of him. A single, 5th hit of the night, first one for Strobel. And he leads off the bottom of the 8th with a single to left, and it puts the go-ahead run at first here for Goshen. That'll bring in the third baseman, number 22, Austin Bontrager, who came in the top half of this inning. Riggins' fastball high and in for a ball. Bontrager came into play third after Garcia moved to second after Molson went from second to pitch. Bontrager batting .233 this year, playing in his 17th game, 10 hits, none for extra bases, and he's driven in 3. Riggins over to first. As the courtesy runner comes in, that's Brighton Schofield for the catcher Strobel. 2-2 game, go-ahead run at first in the bottom of the 8th for Goshen with nobody out. Riggins is still as a statue, then comes to life, and Bontrager flails at 1 low for strike 1. Schofield a perfect 4 for 4 on stolen bases this season for Goshen. He's their best base stealer. Extends that lead at first. Out 1 more step. Now rocks back and forth. Stays there, the 1-1. And Bontrager will send it out of here foul to the right in the parking lot. It sounds like that one hit a car. Two-two game, bottom of the 8th. Go-ahead run at first after the single from Strobel. Courtesy running from him is Schofield over there. Pickoff attempt, a bullet over there by Riggins, and Schofield dives back with no tag applied from Kennedy. 5 hits on the night for Goshen, 1 for extra bases, a double by the man on deck, Mitchell Wilson. The 1-2. Breaking ball. Cowball will have it bounce to his left, but not able to get a good read on it. Was Schofield over there at first. He stays over there, and the count sits at 2-2 to the third baseman, Bontrager. Riggins takes a deep breath. Delivers the 2-2 home. Bontrager, a one-hopper to Lane, snags it. He'll underhand it to second over there. It'll be an easy 6-4-3 double play. Schofield got a late jump for some reason only known to him, and that made easy work for Lane at short on a 6-4-3 double play. Now the base is clear with 2 outs here in the 8th.
Batting the shortstop, Mitchell Wilson.
And it'll be Mitchell Wilson. Has made contact. He's been to the plate all 3 times tonight, all being sent Wyatt Whitman's way in center. Riggins' his first one, a breaking ball away for a ball. 2 flyouts to Whitman in center, and then the double to the left center field gap. So Whitman ready there in center. as he sees Aiton White step to the plate for the fourth time this evening. Second one, this one popped up to the right side of the park this time. Kennedy is there, foul ball, and Kennedy can't find it. Then Kennedy finds it at the last moment and makes the catch in short right field to end the bottom of the eighth. A 6-4-3 double play snuffs out a leadoff single, and we head to the top of the ninth. Taylor and Goshen deadlocked at 2. The Trojans will bring up
It's true.
Whitman, Bass,
Many of us spend
and
more time
Lawson.
thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Second full inning of work here by Colby Molson. He'll face Wyatt Whitman as Taylor bats here in the top of the ninth. No score, or 2-2 our score, I should say. And Whitman takes the second one in there for strike one. Wyatt 0 for 2 tonight with the RBI ground out in the third to give Taylor a 2-0 lead at that point. He'll swing and miss at a breaking ball away, spin him around. It's 1-2. Wyatt flew out to left his last time up in the sixth. Walked his first time up in the first. 2-2 our score. 3 hits for Taylor tonight. None have been for extra bases. 1-2 inside, and Whitman will watch it sail low to even it up at 2-2. Two from Molson. And Whitman will hit it hard to the left side. Snagged by the shortstop Wilson. Over to first, a low one that'll hop up on a one-hopper to McGuire. 1 out for Taylor here in the top of the ninth. Again, big hits have plagued Taylor throughout this season.
Now batting, the left fielder, TJ Bass.
We'll see if TJ Bass can provide a little pop here. Molson quickly into the windup. First one, Bass will dribble to the right side. Charging in is Garcia from second, over to first. And the Trojans with 2 outs are the top of the ninth and the base is empty. As Brett Lawson will step up for TU, trying to keep this top of the ninth going. Lawson 0 for 3 this evening.
Now batting, the third baseman, Brett Lawson.
But it's one of many, many Trojans that has driven a ball deep to center field with Longacre patrolling out there. Brett goes after the first one and hits this one a mile in the air. Longacre comes into the gap in left center field. He'll sit underneath, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the ninth. The Trojans have only gotten one runner on. That was back in the eighth, dating all the way back to the third inning. Goshen with a chance to walk it off with the game tied at 2 as we head to the bottom of the ninth here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Batters 6, 7, and 8 coming up for Goshen here in the bottom of the ninth with the game tied at 2. The first baseman, Cody McGuire, will lead it off as Riggins starts his fourth full inning of work on the hill. He replaced the starter, Shively. And some activity going on for Taylor in the bullpen right now. And it's ball one to McGuire, working on an 0 for 3 night with a pair of Ks and a ground out. Second one from Riggins, away again, and the righty McGuire will watch it sail away for ball 2. The 2-0. Inside will miss the inner half, 3-0. Bottom of the ninth for Goshen, game tied at 2. Both of the runs for both teams came back in the third inning. 5 hits for the Leafs tonight, 3 for TU. The 3-0 to McGuire. High and away ball 4, and a leadoff walk will put the winning run at first base here for the Maple Leafs. First walk allowed by Riggins here tonight. And a pinch runner coming in for Goshen to replace McGuire at first will be number 9, Chase Hunter. A leadoff single for Goshen an inning ago was snuffed out by a 6-4-3 double play. Taylor could really use one here with the second baseman Bobby Garcia stepping in. Over to first, Riggins checks on the new man over there in Chase Hunter. Hunter, no stolen base tries this season for Goshen. 6'1 sophomore out of Ligonier, Indiana. Showing a bunt is Garcia. Up the middle, Riggins will field it. He'll throw it down to first. Caught by Kennedy. The sacrifice moves the winning run down to second base. 1 out, and also takes the conventional double play out of things for TU. And a pinch hitter steps in here for Evan Krieger. Will be the backup catcher, Anthony Tadero.
Pinch hitting for Goshen, number 4, Anthony Tadero.
So the Goshen dugout has come to life. They've been quiet for most of the inning, but they have gotten to full throat here in the bottom of the ninth with the winning run. Standing down there at second base and 1 out. Foster moves in a little bit in right field for the Trojans defensively. Same thing with Whitman in center and Bass in left. First one from Riggins to Tadero. A bouncer left side. It'll be snagged by Lawson. Looks the runner back to second. Throws to first. Nicely done by Lawson to send Hunter back to second. And now there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. And a pinch hitter coming in here for Goshen with Brighton Schofield, who's been a pinch runner all night. And a courtesy runner, I should say, for the catcher Strobel.
Pinch hitting for Goshen, number 7, Brian Schofield.
So Brighton Schofield will bat here for Goshen. With the winning run standing at second base, Schofield batting .209 this year. 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, game tied at 2. First pitch from Riggins. Hits that outside corner, fastball for strike 1. Schofield bats in place of Owens. 0 for 1 tonight with 2 walks. 2-2 our score. The winning run for Goshen stands at second base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. Riggins starting and pitching in his 4th full inning of work tonight since coming out of the bullpen. Takes a lot of time here between pitches 1 and 2. He's ahead in the count 0-1. A breaking ball low, 1-1. Outfield continues to play in a little bit with the winning run standing at second base here in the bottom of the ninth. Ruschi will back away from trying to hold the runner on at second. Goes back to his normal defensive spot at second base. The 1-1 to the pinch hitter Schofield. Inside, he'll step away for ball 2. Riggins has gotten Taylor out of a couple different jams tonight, trying to get this game to extras here with the winning run standing at second base. Time is called by Taylor head coach Kyle Gould. As the Goshen bench continues to offer encouragement to our right. Schofield pitch hitting here. He's been the courtesy runner twice tonight. The 2-1 from Riggins. Schofield swings and misses, and he almost spun himself all the way down to that new turf in the Taylor batter's box. 2-2. Riggins came in the fifth, got Taylor out of a jam there. He's gotten Taylor out of jams a couple other times tonight. He's a strike away from sending us to extra innings. The 2-2. Ripped. Fair down the left field line, and scoring from second will be Chase Hunter, and Goshen will win game one of the series 3-2 on a walk-off pinch hit single to left by Brighton Schofield. As Goshen picks up their fourth Crossroads League win of the year, Taylor just could not get things going offensively, and Goshen, like a year ago, wins game one of the three-game series. Taylor hoping for the same luck they had last season when they won games 2 and 3 to take the series against the Maple Leafs. We'll take a break and come back and take a look back at this one here on the Trojan Sports Network on the Ivanhoe's postgame show.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University's student athletes.
Back here at Winter Holder Field, Rick Johnston now joined by the head coach of the Trojans, Kyle Gould, here on the Ivanhoe's postgame show. A tough one here as you guys lose 3-2. You guys had 16 runners retired in a row there from the third inning all the way to the eighth. What led to those offensive struggles tonight?
Well, we hit some balls hard. I actually there before the bottom of the ninth looked at our chart, and we had more hard hit outs tonight than we've had all year. The first 7 innings, we didn't, off Molson there, we got the one. Nick had a great ball with Josh on first. I thought it was down the line when he hit it. Probably would have scored him, but that's baseball. You hit balls hard, they catch them. We just, just couldn't really find a hole, and then certainly had some empty at bats mixed in there for sure.
How frustrating is it that all 3 of the runs tonight came via walks? You guys, Wyatt made some really good plays out there and center on some hard hit balls, but it's got to be pretty frustrating with all 3 of the runs coming on walks today.
Yeah, I thought Josh Lane the last 2 nights has played shortstop about as well as you'll see it played. That was an unbelievable play to start the double play there with Nick, and Nick's been great. Lawson has been great. We're a top 5 to 10 defense in the NAI, and just kind of been our Achilles heel. Our pitching, I think we're second in ERA, second opponent's batting average, but we walked their 9-hole. He came in hitting under 200. He didn't swing his first 2 at bats, and he walked twice. He didn't swing a single pitch. Not taking anything away from that kid. We didn't throw anything near the plate for him to hit, and then you lead off there with a walk, and it's frustrating. It's kind of been what we talked about before the game. The offense has to get going. The pitchers have to challenge a little bit better, and even the hits they got. The inning they scored 2. It wasn't just the walks. It's their 2 holes are really good hitters. First at bat, we go 2-0, missed 2 fastballs, he gets 3 in a row. Then he comes up and goes 3-1. So now you're talking about a good hitter who's seen 8 fastballs and he knows what's coming. Those are the kind of situations that'll hurt you. So it wasn't just the walks. We were just behind early in the game, just behind a lot. And Clay came in and got us out of a huge spot and stayed in there and competed pretty well. And that leadoff walk kind of bit him there in the 9th.
The good news is you guys lost the first game of the series last year to Goshen. You came back and won both of them. How do you try to make up for that? It's going to obviously be tough tomorrow with rain coming in here, so make practice difficult, but you'll be going up to Goshen either on Saturday or most likely on Tuesday if the rain comes in.
Yeah, I don't know. We've played really well out of conference and played pretty poorly in conference, to be honest, and taking nothing away from Goshen. They were really good today, and that Mawson came at the end. He's done that to us a couple times where he comes in. I don't take anything away from him. We just, for whatever reason, have played really well against some really, really quality, highly ranked non-conference teams, and in conference play hasn't been very good. And so I don't know. I mean, you keep thinking like, hey, we'll get going or something will flip, but it'll just come down to those 2 things. Can we get the offense going a little bit, and can we get in the strike zone a little bit more? And if we do those 2 things, I think we got a shot. So.
Kyle, thanks for the time. Good luck and good pitching on Saturday at Goshen. That's the Taylor head coach Kyle Gould joining us here on the Ivanhoe's postgame show. Taylor falls tonight by a final of 3-2 on a walk-off win by the pinch hitter Brighton Schofield, who before that at-bat came in and it just courtesy ran twice for the catcher Clinton Strobel. Did not leave or left first base, did not get past there either time. And those 2 times he came into courtesy run. Again, it's 2 through all 3 walks tonight by the Trojans. 4 of those 3 came around to score as Colby Molson picks up the win for Goshen. Clay Riggins will take the loss. So out of the 5 walks tonight, 3 of them came around to score. Riggins drops to 5-1 on the year. For Colby Molson, he picks up the win tonight. He moves to a perfect 3-0. With the win, Goshen moves to 10-17 on the year. They're now 4-6 in the Crossroads League. Taylor drops to 24-9. And they're now 4-5 in the Crossroads League. They got some help today from Grace, who took Game 1 of their series against Huntington, who leads the Crossroads League right now, defeating the Huntington Foresters 12-2. But the loss tonight, unable to help Taylor get back some ground in the league standings. They're off tomorrow, then hopefully play a doubleheader at Goshen on Saturday. If not, it sounds most likely if that game cannot get played Saturday because of rain, a good move to Tuesday after Taylor finishes up their season at Mount Vernon Nazarene on Monday for a single 9-inning game. Special thanks to Hallie, our fantastic producer tonight, and we thank you folks for tuning in here tonight as well. Once again, our final score, Grace defeats Taylor with a walk-off win, 3-2 in the bottom of the 9th on a pinch hit RBI single by Brighton Schofield. This has been a presentation of Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network. Good night from Upland, Indiana.